G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 29 of my Beginner's Vitality Caster Ritualist playthrough. Last episode we got up to Barrowholm, so this episode we're going to start working our way through their quests and see how close to Malmouth we can get, that being our next stop. So we've got the Barrowholm quests. These are the same as in normal. I'm just going to push through them kind of as quickly as I can. I'll mention any salient points, I guess, while I'm going, and we'll just get this done. Now, I could have sided against them. That's definitely something you can do. It will speed this up considerably. It will mean that you will not be able to fight the Ravager on this character, and it will also... well, you'll get less XP because you're not doing the quests, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and do them. And the only real sort of pain point, I guess, for these quests is the mine where you have to kill the crabs. And that's just because it's very, very easy to just miss a crab and then you have to come back and do it again. And that can be incredibly frustrating. Ask me how I know. Although I have been pretty good about it lately. Have been pretty good about not missing them. So we'll see if I can manage it again this time. Also already have the horn. Hopefully I have one of the poison glands sitting in the bank. It's been a while since I played this character, actually, about a week. So it's entirely possible it's there and I've just forgotten about it. Though, to be fair, it's also entirely possible that I've forgotten what I had for breakfast this morning as well. Which is a bit of a trick question because I didn't have breakfast. I do usually have breakfast, but not today. Anyhow, we're not here to talk about my diet. Let's go ahead and get into the mine here. Now, this one, I mean, it's going to be pretty cruisy, right? We're just going to walk through, kill everything, and hopefully, when I say everything, I mean like everything, because if you miss something, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to have to come back. So, if you see it, if it moves, kill it. If it doesn't move, kill it until it does, and yeah, you'll be fine. Good old Rotmouth there going down. Maybe we can... oh, there's a Venom Gaze Bile, so even if I didn't have it already, I've got it now, and we're good to go. So we're here for the crabs, specifically. The basilisks would be kind of nice, because we do actually use the... is it the crest we use? Yeah. So we do use the basilisk crest in the build. So getting a new version of that is definitely a good thing. I am going to double back down here and just, yeah, here we go, some more crabs. I'm going to kill off the crabs. And I don't think, yeah, we've already been that way, so that's fine. And this is kind of the aim of the area, or the aim of the game in the area. Just poke your head into every nook and cranny, aggro everything, murderize everything, and fingers crossed you won't have to come back. Fingers crossed also the drilling and hammering in the room next door is not being picked up by the microphones. One day I'm going to be rich and I'll be able to afford my own house, but until then I guess I'll just have to stick to the avocado toast. And pretend I don't hear the drilling. Alright, no treasure trove here, that's... I mean, it's fine. I would like to get it out of the way, I would like to just have it. But, it doesn't happen. This little section here, these crabs are the ones that are easy to miss. There's a few that are like this, kind of hidden off to the side, that you definitely want to get. That's the big one, though. That one tripped me up a lot when I first started, when I was still learning this area. This is basically a cheap, poor man's totem sort of thing. Let's maybe not stand in all of the goop. Although I think my armor is quite bad at the moment. So it's probably not... it's probably less standing in the goop and more I just don't have the armor to get hit. So let's see what we've got here. Wrath of Tenebris, not so much. If I could get some nice gloves with some Aether resistance on them, I'd probably swap them in. The runic braces here are very, very nice in that they provide you with 10% physical resistance for about 20% of the time. The rest of those resistances should never matter ever, but the physical resistance is nice. The energy absorption is kind of okay, and they've got health, and they technically have armor, but we'll have some better ones here in a second. These are still not amazing. Getting the armor upgrade is definitely good, but the rest of it is kind of whatever. Actually got a lot of gear upgrades coming here. I'd forgotten about those. Alright, well, never mind what I was saying about gloves. Although, if I can get some better ones, that would be good as well. Rift Hound. Do I have Rift Hound pants? I don't think any of these really fit the Rift Hound look. Scorcher, Boneweave, Rift Hound, Hulking. Yeah, we didn't have those. Alright, we'll hang on to those, that's fine. Probably could get rid of the Ever-Living Grove gloves as well. These do have that really nice healing proc on them, but we're not playing pets, so... We'll see, we'll see. It'll most likely come down to juggling resistances, and the runic braces are really good for fixing resistance problems. This one here, this is one of the quest monsters. If I hadn't come in here, I wouldn't have seen that. I would have wandered on my merry way, and then they would have said, go and kill crabs 11 out of 12 when I went to turn the quest in, or 9 out of 10, or however many it actually is. So glad I got to see those, and kind of point out also what I'm talking about, because a lot of the time I just run through and, you know, I happen to stand in the right place and everything is already dead. So being able to show that is definitely a good thing. Where are all these little crabs coming from? I think they come out of the ground when you walk past. Anywho, treasure trove right next to an ancient savage totem. Okay, I'm going to turn the loot off for this, and let's precast some totems here. I'll precast a couple of these as well. Alright, here we go. Maybe not get surrounded is probably a better idea. That was a triple rare, I think. I heard the bong. Alright, let's turn the loot back on, and we have... Alright, Sharpshooter's Coat, Bloodspiller's Cleaver, Sangvinar, Glyph of the Elusive Assassin, and Omen. Alright, it's only a double rare. Okay, well, boo. Let's go ahead and check out the blueprints, or rather, use the blueprints. Sharpshooter stuff, no. Sangvinar, no. Yeah, pretty much all of that is a no, and that's fine. We'll pick up the rest. Very unlikely that I'm going to use any of this stuff. I was looking at the gear before I came in here. Let's actually take a second to look at that double rare. Yeah, I'm almost certainly never going to use a double rare item. It is possible that I would do it, but Mage Storm of Voidfire is vendor trash, which it is what it is, right? Look at all that room that I could have used if only the inventory was any good at sorting. Have I got something nice and convenient that can go in? You know what? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, there was a thread on the Reddits yesterday or the day before, maybe 2 days ago now, where they were basically saying, you know, have you ever used a double rare item, which is a white base item with rare prefix and rare affix? And I never have, except as a stopgap, which basically means that they're just more expensive things to sell, which is a little bit sad. Like, if there's a monster infrequent for that slot, it's almost always going to be better than... oh, hello, forgot about you. It's almost always going to be better than just using a triple rare. Assuming you can get a rare affix that you like on it, it's always going to be better. Alright, speaking of double rares, there's another one. That was the shield, wasn't it? Yep. Infernal of Torrents. So we have a fire prefix and a lightning suffix, and this is also vendor trash. Always amuses me in the season mod, which if you're not aware of, there is a season mod. It is run by Wrecked by Protoss and a bunch of other people And I definitely recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. But it does always amuse me every single season when the chat is just spammed with double and triple rare items that nobody would ever use because they kind of don't synergize with each other. You know, pet prefix on an Aether damage monster infrequent with lightning damage suffix is just not something that anybody cares about. Okay, I don't need to kill this guy. He's not part of the quest in here, but he is made out of XP, so we'll go ahead and take him out. And I think we're going to hit 82 before we finished all these quests, so what I might do is just finish all of the quests and then go back to town and sort out my gear. Armor values are very, very low at the moment, which is not ideal. So what I should do, what I should do is not what I'm going to do. What I should do is head back to town as soon as I hit level 82 and fix my gear. But what I'm going to do is finish these quests. And I will definitely hit 82 by either turning them in or by incidentally killing stuff along the way. This is one of the random events you'll see in the bog as well. There's a couple locations where this chest can show up. If you open that, you're going to get, I think it's 3 heroes. It may be a random number, but it's usually sort of 3-ish at least. So let's go ahead and set up some totems and such, and we can pop it open. And they immediately die. By die, I mean not. Maybe there was some trash that spawned with them that happened to die. Alright, 2 down, 1 to go. There he goes. One thing I do like, actually, about the bone harvest there is that using it does blow up any of the little treasure bubbles. So that's nice. Don't have to go and click on them individually. Okay, inventory is getting dangerously full, which is kind of fine. We are nearly done here. Nearly. Let's head down here a little bit. We've got one more... Is it one more ward? Yeah, one more ward, and then we have to find the refugees. Find lunch for Barrowholm. Is that a hero? It's not a hero. It's just some regular old dudes. We'll just throw Devouring Swarm on things. Devouring Swarm is actually a decent amount of damage. It's a little surprising considering it's one of the best resistance shredding skills in the entire game. The fact that it also does okay damage is pretty crazy. Alright, so there is a cage over here. I don't think I've ever seen them in there. It's usually bottom left. So let's head on over that way. I'm sure someone's going to come in and tell me that it's always bottom left, but I don't know if that's true. It probably is, though. I feel like I've heard that before in the comments, so if that is the case, go ahead and tell me again, because I wasn't listening the first few times. And yeah, it is this bottom one here. I would swear I've seen them in another spot, though. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, sent those guys back to Barrowholm. Let's go ahead and join them. We'll go find where they've been sent, make sure they've been set up nicely, and we did indeed hit level 82, so let's go ahead and pretty much dump the rest into physique here. And we can look at all this nice shiny new equipment to put on. First things first, I just want to have that on there, and then we don't have augments yet, which I probably should go and get some, but that's fine. What do we got in terms of components? I'm looking for the only component that makes sense. Do I have one on me? I don't. The Unholy Inscription is really, really good. You can make arguments for other things when you're playing a caster build, but it really is kind of a side grade sort of thing. Alright, let's just get rid of all of this. I know I'm not going to use any of all this because I have a massive pile of gear in that back page, so we'll just get rid of this. Also at level 94, I will start farming the Dark One set. So that'll be helmet, chest, shoulder, gloves, I think. Sounds right, we'll go with that. but that will take a little while, and it is a little rippy. We don't talk to you first, do we? Alright, let's find out if I killed all the crabs, which, fingers crossed. What is it? Okay, I've already dealt with your pests, so yes. Yes, I did indeed kill all of the crabs, which is great. Survivors are in there somewhere, taking a bath in the hot pot. Okay, anything else? What's the problem? I will deal with Laria and give me the fetish. Right, let's go deal with my gear before we worry about Laria and her fetishes. Right, so I do want the Sigil of the Depraved. The question is, can I get the Sigil of the Depraved? Also, it's 14 levels lower than I am, so it is probably going to start wearing off in terms of effectiveness, but we will burn that bridge when we get to it. Those gloves can go. I want my component back, so let's keep those. So all my resistances are capped without any temporary buffs, which means, once again, the prismatic shield there is 10% physical resistance occasionally, which is quite good, and ideally what you want, because if you're ever using any of those other resistances, then you don't have enough. We do have the Mistwalker leggings, 44 over, 52 over, 85 over. Okay, so we don't need that elemental res. We do need some Aether resistance if we're going to swap those one way or the other. So Rifthound legs here, this is a pet thing. It would be usable. So that's, I'm going to call that a backup. I'm going to call that a backup option. These boots would be decent for their armor, but I'm not going to use those. The reason I'm not going to use these is because the Golemborn Greaves have plus 200 armor, which applies to every slot, which actually brings the Golemborn Greaves up to above 1,000 for about half the time. They have physical resistance on them. They're just really good boots. Vile Scorn leg plates we could use. That is a decent chunk of extra armor. Aether resistance would be fine. We would lose physical resistance and move speed, which I don't love. These we could use if we had some more physique, which we don't, so we can't use those. So I actually don't have a really good option for pants. These are also okay. I think we just pick whichever ones have the best armor value and go with that. These are less armor and resistances I don't need, so we're going to chuck those over there. These pants are an absolute pain. Like, they are really, really, really good pants. And every playthrough I end up getting these pants, I can't take them off because 5% physical resistance, massive chunk of Aether, massive chunk of Elemental, move speed, and stats. And it's just everything you want in a pair of pants. Okay, comparing these, we have a little bit more damage, which is nice. We have some move speed, which I don't need. Chaos res, which I don't need. Elemental resistance, which I don't need. It does have +2 to Ravenous Earth, which is good. I think that... I think if we can find a way to get some more Aether resistance, that might be an idea. Bleeding is only 10% over, so I can't really drop that Wardstone. Or I guess I could if I use the augment there for the bleeding resist. I could get bleeding resist with the necrotic flesh augments on jewelry. That would give me be 25 over, then I could drop the Wardstone, which would be completely fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's keep the item. We need Death's Vigil. Actually, while we're at it, keep that add-on as well. I think I'm going to hang on to the higher level stuff, or the stuff that we need more physique for. These pants are, in my opinion, better than the Scorchroon. Am I going to agree with that? Wendigo Totem I'm not using. Hungering Reach I'm not using. It is more armor. It does have the Sigil of Consumption, so kind of yes. Don't need those. New helmet. Level 82. Oh, is this going to mess with my resistances? Bleeding is way down, but we're going to fix that. So, okay, this is fine as well. New helmet means more armor. So armor is looking a little better now. I really want to get my hands on the Mythical Golemborn Greaves. 84, we can start getting some more legendary boots. Okay, and am I going to swap this one in? No. I mean, I would lose way too much piercing resistance. I could swap this in. Is there any reason to do it? I don't think there is. That poison bolt at this point is basically worthless. It's resistances and a little bit of OA versus some regen and some DA. No, that's fine. I'm going to leave that. Okay, so I need an Aether Soul, and I need some components, right? While we're here, let's just make sure I don't have an Aether Soul in the bank. Just for something different, I'm going to check instead of assuming. Look at that. Save myself some crafting material. Look at me go. Right, what else we got? Let's chuck all these crafting components in there that I don't need. And what are you? Oh, beautiful. Alright, both rings get those. Do I need another one, do I? I do need another one. Alright, off to... Hang on, if I can push the right buttons. Off to Homestead. We will grab ourselves one more of those augments to chuck on the amulet. That'll be our resistances balanced with a whole bunch of upgrades, which you'll love to see. Not enough... Oh, okay, we want the lower level version one. There it is. And that's on the amulet from memory. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, awesome. And we have some skill points. 2 skill points. What are we going to spend these on? I think it's going to be... Well, actually, it'll be 4 skill points, won't it? I think I'm going to spend those skill points on... is it Oak Skin? Heart of the Wild, yeah. We could also put those skill points into the bar as well. Or we could get more points in Foul Eruption. No, we can't. That's maxed out. Oh, Soul Harvest was the other one. Yeah. Okay, cool. 3 more points in Mark of Torment would also be good. Alright, I think we just get more health. We're well above the health threshold, which is not surprising considering the 2 masteries we're using. Okay, let me vendor the rest of this junk, and we will actually go and do some stuff. Oh, could I swap this in, actually? I absolutely can. And with that swapped in, I don't actually need the augment on the ring. Okay, what am I losing here? I'm losing +3 to Ravenous Earth, which is easy enough to put back. And what else am I losing? Some energy regen, some health maybe? Okay, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's just go swap those. Do need the soul shard. I think I'll probably just grab one out of the bank rather than going to extract it from the item. Soul shard, there we go. I've only got 40 left. I don't know how I'll manage. This is a pretty good ring though. That is +3 skill points. It's basically a level and a half. Alright, no, that's fine. I need Ancient Heart to turn that quest in. I think that was Ancient Heart, wasn't it? Okay, yes. And then we have, what do you have in mind? Simple enough. It was an Ogden Bloom, not an Ancient Heart. Okay, that's fine. One Ogden Bloom. How have I only got 8 of those? That's crazy. Yes, here they are. Go on. Dealt with that. And we will go deal with Matron What's-Her-Face. Before that, however, we're going to poke our heads out to the Ogden Bog here. We're just going to go and murder Laria. because that'll get us a little bit of reputation and such with the Barrowholms. Oh, I've got armor now. Hahaha. Or at least I don't have huge holes in my armor. I'm definitely not playing a soldier here. But I am wearing up-to-date armor, mostly. There's still a few that are level 50, I think. Am I wrong in that? Oh, that's right, the pants were 50, and the other gloves, I think, were also 50. I definitely remember looking at my gear at the start of this episode and going, that's level 50 armor on a level 82 character, that's not okay. But it seems to have been fixed. I don't know who you are, but please leave. Story of my life. Right, let's go ahead and murder her. I am probably a little bit too close here, at risk of being shotgunned, but turns out it's fine. We did lose reputation with the Coven there. That is also fine. Seal of Destruction can go. The reason I say that's fine is because we are about to do, and I normally I do that before I do all those turn-ins here, but we are about to do a couple of quests for the Coven anyway. Let's find out. Already dealt with the trader. There we go. We're at Revered. Okay, restore the wards. No big deal. Glad they're safe. Thank you for the XP and the free stuff. Alright, so we'll go do the wards. Then we can go and turn in the Barrowholm stuff. And here we go. Trapped Wraith. We can just blow that up, no problem. Leave our little stinky volcanoes all over the place. I was toying with the idea of playing a Kabbalist with this, but I've been looking at the patch notes for the next update, and the additional resistance shredding on Necromancer is looking interesting. Also on Nightblade. Those are looking pretty good as well. Alright, 2 more skill points. I did just take a bunch out of Heart of the Wild, so we'll put those back. And then the last ward we need to clear is right next to this rift gate. So we can just blow it up. We're getting a lot of sigils on the ground now, which is very nice. So we have sigils when hit in 2 levels. We have a sigil on attack here. We have a Doom Bolt here. I think that was it. You can definitely get a few other items that give you sigils when you hit things. Okay, we'll do the other quest here. I think I have enough reputation. Yeah, we're revered. I definitely have enough. Okay, I will protect you. Let's go ahead and begin this ritual. So this one is pretty easy. By the time anything serious shows up, we'll have a whole bunch of snot volcanoes and totems, and it should die pretty quickly. Actually, I should be putting them over here, because this is... yeah, there's the stone basilisk. This is where the basilisk was going to appear. I should have just had him here the whole time, and it would have been fine. Okay, Codex of Lies. We got a new basilisk crest there we can check out, and the mythical Vilescorn. I'm almost certainly not going to wear those. I think I had these. Yeah, that's a lot of armor though. I think I had a pair of these and then I already sold them, so that's fine. Hang on, wait a second, what am I talking about? The Greaves. I definitely had a pair of these and I already said no, so that's fine. Plus 1 to Necro here. And that's about it, honestly. The Mark of the Deceiver, if you're playing an Aether or Chaos build, is really good. But otherwise, this is kind of not great. I guess if you were doing Albrecht's Aether Ray, perhaps. But then you want the shard for the lifesteal, so maybe not. Anyway, that's fine. This is the correct Basilisk mark. It doesn't have resistances on it. Kind of don't care. What would we be gaining here? Some OA, some DA. I mean, no? Bit of a side grade. Okay. Right, so that's done. We've got the Scales of Baranath, which is a belt. +1 Inquisitor, some other stuff we don't really need. No, that's fine. You go ahead and keep that. Or you over here. You go ahead and keep that. Since I'm in town, I should probably sell stuff. Okay, we have a couple more turn-ins for Scorv, and then I think we're done with Barrowholm. Then we just have to go through to Almuth. Let's go see him. He should be out the back here, in the backyard, playing with his new hat. How are we doing for Barrowholm reputation? Very, very close to Honored, so we should be able to get the next quest, actually. Assuming we hit Honored. Okay, yes, Honored. And we will take this quest to gather the hearts. Right, if you're playing any build that needs one of the Wendigo medals, this is the quest you want. Also, let's go ahead and grab the writ. So starting at the Barrowholm Rift, we're going to be running backwards. I swear that never used to be that big. Anyway. We're going to run backwards here. And we're looking for stars on the map. There it is. So we have Yuvaloth, Olivioth. I'm never going to remember which one of them lives where. And honestly, I don't think I care. Alright, down he goes. We've got the heart. There's the Wendigo glare. If yours is not here, it's probably going to be over here. Now that we've got that one, let's head to the Coven's Refuge. This one, I am aware that there are other places it can spawn, other than the one I'm about to check. But, I know it spawns in this one spot, and I know if it's not there, I can just exit the menu and come back in, and it'll be there, probably. And if I do that a couple of times, then it will definitely be there eventually. So let's just go see if we are home. So this one should be Yuvaloth? No, it looks like he's not home. He's up here. Okay, that's fine. Yuvaloth. There we go. And I think we can just stand here and blow it up. No problem, no problem. See the Doom Bolts coming down. Love to see that. Let's get the loot. Mythical Shard of Command. More pet stuff. For those of you who are interested, it looks like that. You would never use this. Ever. On any pet build. It's just not good. +1 amulet to any of your masteries is just better than that. Alright, last one. This one has to be Handaroth by process of elimination. It's the only one left. And it has a couple places it can be. So first one is here, it can also be here, and then over here, and up here. So there's at least 4 spots that I know of. So we'll go hit all of those, and since this is, you know, my favorite area in the game, we're also going to run around and hit the treasure troves, and if there happens to be any totems here, we'll be hitting those as well. So big pack of trees like this, you probably want to avoid getting smacked by all of them at the same time. Because individually they're not so bad, but in a pack of 8, they do hit pretty hard. Everything here is... Everything is not here. There's no totem, there's no treasure trove. There's actually no reason to still be here. There's a lot of plants here today, there's not usually that many. Alright, I'm not seeing a star, but we'll run up this way anyway. Okay, he's definitely not home. Belia Everthirst, the vampiric. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm more vampiric than you, just quietly. You know what, let's not go through the underground. As much as I do like treasure troves and totems, going across the top here is a little quicker. Handaroth is not here. Which means there's only one place it can be. No hero in the house, that's fine. We'll just keep on walking. So he's going to be up here, and there is a totem between us and him. Is the treasure trove here? It is beautiful. There's another flower as well. Ah, everything's just coming up Millhouse, isn't it? Don't need any of that loot, that's fine. If I could not get stuck on the crabs, that would be even better. Okay, get out of the green goop, turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. Nemesis with the beasts. Okay, it's time for Kuba. And Kuba is definitely not something I want to see on this character because he has extremely good vitality resistance. So there's a pretty decent chance. Actually, let's chuck all this back over there. Just keep my OCD in check. Yeah, he's really, really not someone I want to see. Mostly because he hits decently hard, he's got his little bleed pulls that are really annoying, and he is highly resistant to vitality damage. Which means, I mean, yes, I can kill him, but it's going to take a little while, and he's probably going to put a decent hurting on me before he goes down. We'll see if he spawns. I'll give him a shot. He shouldn't be able to one-shot me. Actually, he may struggle to hurt me at all, question mark? But, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. In fact, I'm going to go and try and spawn him. Easiest place to spawn him, I believe, is the Maw of Enat, but we haven't unlocked that area yet, so probably Pine Barrens. Let's go spawn him. We'll actually end the episode with the Kuba fight. These guys are beast kin, which I don't think counts, but we'll see. We'll see. Rift spawn. Okay, that definitely counts, right? They're giant animals. They gotta be beasts. Nice auras. Okay, I don't want to fight Kuba with the lightning aura. Alright, let's see here. I do want to check, actually, bleeding and vitality. I think he does bleeding and vitality. I know it's bleeding. Don't quote me on the vitality. But it's definitely bleeding. We'll see how we go. There is an ancient beast totem in this area as well. So we can definitely go and hit that. Mogara will count all of the heroes in this area, the quest monsters, they will all count for chances to spawn Kuba. So we just keep running around here, keep killing manticores. Right, what I don't want to happen is I don't want to see Kubacabra spawn while I'm fighting Mogara. So let's clear the area first if I can. Oh, looks like I'm fighting her now, whether I want to or not. This is one attack, two attack. There's the Sunder. And should go down before. Yep, there we go. Okay. Hulking leg guards. Ooh. I think I had those ones and threw them away, so no, that's fine. Let's just check up the top here for the totem. One good thing about this build is we do shred an awful lot of vitality resistance, so we should be able to get him down to sort of 0%-ish at least. But actually probably even lower than that, because I mean, this is 57% vitality resistant shredding. That's crazy. Alright, fingers crossed. The totem should be enough to get him, I think. I've killed a lot of beasts. And we will see. Okay, this is definitely going to count. I'm gonna get rid of the corrupted guy. I want to not stand in the goop. Okay, that I think was a double rare or maybe a triple rare hitting the ground. Where's Kuba? That's what I want to know. Alright, what do we got? Puppet Master Links is pet stuff. Brutalix. It's a double rare. Okay. Rampage, which is physical, and Voidfire, which is chaos and fire. Yeah, it's rubbish. Okay, Cloth of Unspeakable Invocation. This Vitality stuff. Yeah, it's probably no good. I mean, it's good, but... Nope, nope, nope. Pick it all up. Let's keep going. We're here for Kuba. Not technically here for, for totems. This might be good. 2 heroes here. Sorry, did I say 2? I meant 3. Still no Kuba. Did get a... That's a lot of damage over time. I think I reflected that at myself. Plague Guard grips could be really good for crafted gloves. It's a pretty good option. Come on, Kuba, where are you, mate? Come out and play. I promise I'll be nice. I'm not gonna hurt you much. Does this one give you reduced... It does give you reduced bleeding duration. But if you're standing in the pools, that's just going to keep refreshing anyway, so it actually does nothing. This is taking a lot longer than normal. Usually when I'm not trying to find him, he's hiding behind every tree, just waiting to jump out and ambush me. The one time I actually deliberately go out of my way to try and find him, he's playing hide the sausage. Or hide the pickle, depending on where you're from. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. We'll find him. He's going to be in here. It's going to be the worst place to fight him because there'll be no room to run away. So he'll probably spawn, if he's going to spawn in here, it'll be when we kill the old Bloodbriar at the end. Or old Bloodborne, I forget which it is. Got a decent amount of room to kite him now, which is also quite good. The downside, of course, to that is that most of our damage is sort of over time. And so running him around a lot is going to reduce our damage. Okay, still nothing. Well, there's spiders downstairs, and they count as beast. I should have checked the timestamp when I started trying to spawn him. I feel like it's been a while. Okay, Beastkin. I'm pretty sure these guys count. I mean, absolutely don't quote me on it, but I think these guys count. Spiders are counted as arachnids. Last time I checked, spiders were not... I mean, they're spiders, right? They're arachnids. They're not mammals or whatever. We'll kill Angoliax here. Okay, that's the end of her. Eye of the Storm is really good if you're doing lightning stuff. Which we are not, but it is still +1 to shaman skills. Alright, maybe we just need to go through the castle. Let's do that. We'll head out that way. We'll get to the keep. Okay, Rift Spawn. Do you count as beasts? Another mythical Sigil of the Depraved. Okay. So we've got the Sigil of the Depraved. We've just picked up the mythical. So can we just straight swap that? I think we can. Doom bolts are always fun. Aether, Chaos. Why am I still... Oh, I'm eating my own health. Yeah, that's fine. Do I just wear 2 of these? Let me see here. 50% over, 2% over. Yeah, I swapped that for an Aether Soul. And I just wear 2 of those. No, I don't. That's when hit. I think I would rather have the Sigil of Consumption when I attack things than the Doom Bolt when I get hit. Yeah, definitely. Right, so let's chuck that one on there. And actually don't need that. Alright, awesome. We're good to keep going. That's fine. We'll leave that. I do like Doom Bolts. It's just if only they were on attack rather than when I get hit. Okay, we're going through Tyrant's Hold, and there's no way this doesn't spawn it, right? Let's see, Devotion Shrine. I think I've already got this one. Haven't, and I'm not willing to go crafting to get it. Alright, so we go around the front. There's a ton of beasts in here, or at least beastkin. These guys, I want to say they count, but honestly, I've killed a lot of stuff, and I haven't seen Kuba, so maybe they don't count. Beastkin, I'm almost certain count. This is actually very surprising how just not Kuba this playthrough is. It's crazy. Whenever you're trying to spawn him, or whenever you're not trying to spawn him, rather, he just shows up at the drop of a hat. Here I am trying to get him to come out and play, and he just doesn't want to. I'm sure it's going to spawn right inside the door here, before I've had a chance to clear anything to have some room to fight him in. But I did say I wanted to fight him, so... There he is. Alright, it's happening. We're going to stand and fight while the Mark of Torment is up. Mark of Torment's down, we can at least get him out of the pools. I do feel like he's dying considerably... Oh no, healers. Well, he was dying considerably faster than I expected, but... But then he got healed back to full, which was really frustrating. Alright, and we just keep cutting around. He should go down here. There he goes. Okay, now ideally, what I want to do is I want to kill just one of them if I can. They're both going to die together, aren't they? Yeah. Now we're going to have to fight 4 at a time, and this could get a little crazy. It's not too bad, actually. I was expecting worse. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, that's the end of Cooper, actually. And +3 to Tenacity of the Boar there is not horrible. I was expecting that to be a little more, what's the word? Difficult? Dramatic? We've got one slot there, that's fine. We'll go ahead and chuck that in there. Yeah, it's probably fine. What do I want to pick up here? I want the blueprint, obviously. Obsidian Grasp, not so much. You know what? Let's just sell it all. For anyone who's not interested in selling, actually, you know what? No one's interested in selling. I'm going to end the episode here. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.